Welcome to It Figures, a toy and action figure podcast on the Pop Culture Network. You can check out past episodes at itfigurespodcast.com, or you can just go on to Pop Culture Network where you can check out this show and many others. And even better, you can come join the forums at now.
JoinTheForums.com.
Amazing! Who would have thought that was available? So we're going to start here. For all you guys out there in San Diego, must be nice to be you, but I decided this year I'm going to stay home and not do it, save myself a little bit of money and headache. And headache.
There's also nothing you really wanted too, right?
Well,
there were no exclusives that stood out to you as like, oh, I got to have that, so A, it's going to be worth great, and B, it's something I need for my collection.
I got to be honest, I don't even remember like checking to see what's available. I have no idea what Lego's got. I hope to God it's not something awesome.
Well, it's Lego. I mean, come on, how awesome could it be?
Where's that information even at? I don't even know.
Does Lego usually have San Diego exclusives?
Yeah, they had the dumb Star Wars calendar last year.
Oh, right, the gigantic thing.
Yeah, so I got 2 of those at my house that I bought just because I was like, I better do this. You can't even go to Lego. Like, Lego.com doesn't even have it. I don't even know why I'm looking.
Let's see. Lego. I'm checking to see if there's anything I can find.
Oh my God.
Lord of the Rings minifig set.
Oh no! This year would be the year they did something ridiculous.
As reported by the Hollywood Reporter, Hobbit minifigures: Gandalf, Dwalin, Bombor, Beaufort, Bilbo, and Balin.
I didn't even know.
So now you're mad? Now you want to go?
Yeah, that's the... I'm going to send a text to somebody.
Maybe we can get passes through the diamond.
I need those figures. See, that's the thing. Like, for the last several years, they've done anything but the minifigures. And so I've been like, oh, God, this is getting ridiculous. And now, the year I decided not to go, oh, that's what we got. Minifigures.
Oh, hey, by the way... If anyone from Anime Midwest happens to be watching this, sorry I forgot about your show. Actually, I had a pass to go to Anime Midwest. I was going to go check it out. I was going to meet up with some of the people from our board. Boo! Completely out of my mind. I thought it was the end of the month for whatever reason. I thought it was going to be in 2 weeks.
Since when do you like anime?
It was last weekend. Since I was 14.
I've never heard you say a single word about any anime.
I don't watch a lot of the new stuff. I watch a lot of the stuff that came out in the 90s, late 80s, and early 90s. But, I don't know. They finished Bubblegum Crisis, they finished Nadia, and I just kind of fell out of it after that. And, like, 3 people watching the show catch those references. So, anyway, what do you say we talk about some toy stuff? Do you want to get off of MSN, or you want to check out Kim Jong-un's Mystery Woman?
If you ever go to Yahoo and you look at their news feeder...
That was MSN, though. That wasn't Yahoo. Oh, no, you switched it to Yahoo. Okay, all right.
Well,
you were on MSN a minute ago.
You got to open your eyes. But
you switched it.
Every time I go there, I don't care what time of the day, I will have to read at least one of their news stories because they're always so ridiculous. But anyways, on to toy news.
All right, let's talk about some toys. We've got 2 ARTFX statues that we're going to talk about here to kick things off. These are 2 DC New 52. We've got the Green Lantern figure and the Superman figure. These are ARTFX Kotobukiya, which means, of course, that these are going to be, super expensive, but highly detailed, nice-looking collectibles. 7.5 inches tall. These are considered 1/10 scale. They're both set for January 2013 release. But, you know, if you're into the new 52, they look really great. Just nice, super detailed. They've got that metallic paint job.
Yeah, shiny.
Actually, I noticed that on Hal Jordan's hand, where he's got the power ring, they actually painted glow on the white fabric, so it looks like it's glowing actually and putting, you know, light on the hand. So that was pretty neat. That's a neat idea. That I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen any other figures do that. You want to talk about that one that you're clicking on? What are you looking at? You're going off on other stuff. You're not paying attention to the show format here. You're going off on your own stories.
Hey, I don't normally get a laptop, so I'm like clicking buttons. So
finally got my second laptop back, so now we've got like a show laptop to stay here at the store, and then my personal one. So now Killen actually gets one he can use.
And I'm doing anything but paying attention to what you're saying.
Which is usually what I do on Video Game Losers when you're talking about new releases. I just go off and...
I'm going to play some Sudoku.
You know, I go on Facebook and play Bubble Safari, you know, or Margaritaville while you're going over that stuff. But anyway, one problem though, of course, these are statues and not action figures. These ARTFX statues.
Oh.
So you can't, you know, articulate them. But still, they look nice. Probably going to be expensive. Other DC news, the DC Unlimited Wave 1 figures for 2013. Basically, the lineup for Mattel 2013, they said they wanted to do something with classics. They really weren't sure what was going to work out. They were talking about that All-Star line, but then they canceled it. So anyway, now they're calling it DC Unlimited. And they've got figures here. They've got photos available for Penguin, Superman, Flash, Batgirl, and Batman. And then they say there's also going to be a Hawkman, but there's no photos for that yet. But my question is, though, I'm looking at these figures.
So they just repainted the old ones?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I mean, there's a little bit of retooling. I think they, like on Flash's chest, they made the emblem stand out instead of being the old one, but otherwise it looks like it's the same DC Universe Classics that you've seen before, the same bodies, the same articulation. They haven't changed anything, they haven't updated anything. They're just now calling it DC Unlimited.
Well, they
instead
painted
of DC All-Stars or DC Universe Classics.
That Flash looks a lot better with the crazy lightning.
You like the yellow lines on him?
Oh yeah.
The
Makes them look not so
plain,
dumb. I was going for dumb. The old, I mean, just standard Flash, he looks like boring, bore balls, as they say.
Really? Is that what they say?
Bore balls. So with the lightning, he actually looks like, oh, that guy might be cool. He might do something fun. That Penguin that you're looking at there is ridiculous, and yeah, I don't know. I'm really sick of DC right now. DC's getting a little out of hand.
Out of hand how?
A little animal print pants out of control.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sick of everything DC. I mean, what else can they do? I mean, the new 52 figures is the only thing that would be new, and it's not really new.
Well, how's that different from Marvel Legends? It's just more the same Marvel figures.
Yeah, but
Captain America,
Marvel
Thor.
Legends hasn't been going on for, you know, forever. They at least had a break.
Well, these technically have had a break, because these won't be coming out till...
A couple months. I mean, you still can find the DC Universe stuff on pegs.
Yeah, these aren't coming out till next year, though. After Christmas.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Now, they do look a lot like... when I first saw them, I thought they were the DC Direct, because they look a lot like the DC Direct figures that they're doing of the new 52 Justice League. But they are different.
Well, tell me how that's different from the DC Direct stuff. I mean...
The articulation's different. Just the places they put it, you know. Different guy sculpting it.
Well, you know, I got 7,000 Batman, so I'm looking kind of happy to get another one.
Yeah, but this is the new Batman. This is a different suit. So that's why you got to have them.
I'm just saying, with all the movies going on right now, and you know, for the last few years, and I'm just sick of standard comic book hero toys in general. I'm ready for more independent and smaller movie, you know, smaller property stuff to come out.
Well, how about the Hobbit? It's not a smaller property, but it's something different. It's not superheroes.
Oh.
Are you at all excited about The Hobbit?
I did see the preview for The Hobbit, and I gotta say it looks super beautiful. I really do like the Lord of the Rings movies, and the toys that they came out with were pretty good back then, and they're still great today. So I'm kind of looking forward to this next wave of Lord of the Rings stuff. However, I gotta say, if I had to pick The Hobbit versus Lord of the Rings, I really much prefer the Lord of the Rings side of the story versus the Hobbit side, because I really don't care about hobbits.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And, you know, if you read the story of The Hobbit, you know, it starts, the first whole half of it is dumb. Because I don't care about the Shire, and I don't care about the hobbits and their families, and I don't care about that. I care about everything else Lord of the Rings. So, you know, that's me.
Well, Hobbit figures are coming from a company called The Bridge Direct.
What is that?
Apparently they did Justin Bieber figures.
Oh,
And they may
hell.
have... I'm not sure, but they may be the ones who did Annoying Orange toys. If you've seen those in the store.
How do they get that license?
You know, I didn't even realize Annoying Orange was, like, anything more than a handful of YouTube videos. But apparently there's, like, a TV show.
Yeah.
And they've got a toy line.
Oh, yeah, lots of toys.
Like, I just thought it was, like, 5 or 6 YouTube videos.
I mean, just go to Toys R Us, you'll see a ton of them.
Well, yeah, now, like, I was in Walmart the other day, and there was an end cap that was all Annoying Orange toys. And I was like, what, really?
Somebody sold their soul to the devil and got that deal.
Yeah, it reminds me, Steve Odekirk had his Thumb movies, if you remember those. And it reminds me of that. I don't know if it's him, like his production company, you know, put those together or what the deal is, but that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, the Thumb things was great.
Yeah. he should have done more of that. Well, although Thumbtanic, once it got to Thumbtanic, it started to kind of fall apart. But Thumb Wars and Bat Thumb.
You can only do what you got the content for, man. I mean, if you're trying to do a Leonardo DiCaprio flick with a thumb, what do you want?
All right, well, they're kicking it off with 3 3/4 inch and 6-inch scale figures. All the key characters that you expect to see, of course, Gandalf and Bilbo and everyone that you expect to be there. They are going to do a standalone Comic-Con San Diego exclusive Bilbo Baggins figure where he's see-through, trying to be like the invisible thing, because when he holds his sword Sting, you know, it can turn him invisible. Mm-hmm. So they're doing a clear version of him, and that'll be available at Comic-Con this week.
Looks pretty in a nice little box.
Yeah.
Looks like the Hobbit book.
Actually, I was going to say, the box looks like the box sets of the DVDs for the other Lord of the Rings movies, so you could just set them on the shelf at the movies, and they'll all kind of fit together. You say the books, but let's face it, nobody reads books. No one buys the books anymore.
I haven't since high school. That's where I read.
You haven't read a book since high school?
Well, technically, yes. But The Hobbit was one of the last books I read, actually. So,
Well, they're expecting the basic 3 3/4 inch figures to be $8, $7.99, which is about on par.
Whatever.
2 packs will be $14.99, so save $1 there. Deluxe 2 packs, which, I mean, I don't really know what's the difference between the regular packs and the deluxe packs, although it sounds like they may have more like cloth clothing things on them, like extra jackets and robes and whatever. But those are going to be $19.99. There's going to be a box set with the 5 main characters for $30. A Beast pack, and just for like the characters, like what they ride on, you know, $19.99. And then there's some sort of $14.99 like battle axe, like a play thing. There's a $19.99 sword. 6-inch.
You're talking roleplay items.
Yeah, roleplay items. 6-inch figures look like they start at $14.99. Deluxe are $19.99. So pretty much in line with everything that's out already. In the 3 3/4 inch and 6-inch line, so no new like amazing breakthrough as far as like price point or packaging or anything like that. But they're Hobbit, so you can buy those because it's not Lord of the Rings; it's different.
Yeah, It's like super awesome. You know, the best part of the Hobbit is when they start going to the war, when the big war is going down. That's when it's good.
So, okay, so you're a fan of Lord of the Rings movies. Mm-hmm. You're looking forward to the Hobbit. Do you still own any Lord of the Rings toys? Would you buy any of the Hobbit toys?
No. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what these toys look like just from this company, because I don't know that they've done this.
Because we've got prototype pictures,
right? But
you don't actually know what they're going to look like.
I kind of wanted to see their quality of them and how nice they are and how or cheap they are, depending on how it turns out. But no, honestly there's several times I could have picked up some of the Lord of the Rings toys, and I really don't care about the toy biz like 6-inch ones at all. I really like the little miniature ones they had. That were almost like a tabletop.
That's just what I was gonna say.
Like, but they were slightly larger, and I can't remember. There was a few times I was at toy shows and I saw, somebody selling like massive lots of them, and they were in the packages, and they came in 3-packs and 4-packs and stuff like that. Those I kind of want. I'd like to own a bunch of the smaller size ones, but the 6-inch ones, I do gotta say that they are very nicely made and they look really great. Toy Biz obviously did an awesome job on them back then. If somebody was to give me a massive, collection, I'd take it, but I would prefer them in the smaller scale. But that's just how I roll.
All right. Next up, NECA is working on yet another RoboCop figure. This time he's got the spring-loaded gun holster in his leg.
Ooh.
So they've got the glow-in-the-dark one in the stores now, and NECA has done lots of RoboCops over the years, so this is another one to add to that collection, but it will have the side of his thigh that pops open, and then you can pull the gun out.
How's it go?
That's not at all how it sounds. It's not the sound I thought that would come out of my mouth when I did that, but that's what happened, so that's the sound I got.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's...
So anyway, this one, probably again $18.99 would be my guess.
Like you're screwing something in?
Yes, because I've got my pneumatic screwdriver to use on that. So anyway, 7-inch figure, probably $18.99 at Toys R Us. How about Predator? How about a legendary scale bust of Predator 2? Sideshow Collectibles. This is a 1/2 scale. 18 inches tall, hand painted. What would you guess the cost would be on a figure like that?
$800.
Oh, way under. It's way under. It's only $389.99.
Wow.
So it's practically a bargain.
Yeah, that's a bargain.
From what you thought it was going to be.
Well, I mean, if I think about it, the legendary scale bust is just the head. I guess they are about the $300 to $400 range. But I've noticed sometimes that with Predator and Alien stuff, they were like kind of in the higher $500 to $600, $700, $800 range for Sideshow. But they always look so good.
Yeah.
And especially when you're there, like at San Diego, on the floor, and they have all the different, everything out in a display case, out of the box, and you can see them. I mean, that stuff is just...
It's gorgeous.
You want it. You want it. But you look at the price tag and you go, oh, yeah, that's right. I got to pay my mortgage, and, I got to live for like 4 months off that money,
My only complaint about it, the only drawback really, is that it doesn't come with a helmet. To me, that's part of the Predator look, is that helmet. Then you take off the helmet and expose the face.
Well, they made helmets. I wonder if the helmets that they made will actually fit on those.
Well, this is a half scale, so it would have to be a half scale.
Well, I mean, they made several different scales of just the
or did they?
The mask.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
And I wonder if you could put one on there. And yeah, they did.
Did they?
Actually, I'll call Mr. Sideshow up right now and he'll tell you about it.
Wait, you know Sideshow Bob?
Yep.
Wow.
I'll text him right now.
Call Sideshow Bob, see what he says. But yeah, for me, that's the one thing I think it's missing. If it had that, especially with a little light up, because I know they've done those types of heads before.
I called Dial Story. Would you like this?
Oh, did you really? Is that still going?
He's not available.
Is that Lincoln Library?
I tried it a couple years ago, and yeah, it still is available.
Wow, Lincoln Library's Dial a Story. Was it 525?
I don't know.
5,000 or something?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Our local library had a number for like forever, since I was a little kid.
Yeah, I remember being little.
That you could call, and it was just a recording of somebody reading a story.
Yeah.
So it was called Dial Story. And I think it's still going.
It may be.
I can't confirm or deny that.
I used to call. They'd have a new one every day. So on summer vacation, I used to call every day and put on speakerphone, and you just sit and listen to the story.
So if I do find out that number
Now we
is
have TV.
like
Radio.
really still going on, I'm going to post it on the website so you can dial it and listen to a story being told.
All right. Next up, we got a Power Rangers limited edition San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This is for Samurai Power Rangers. This is all 6 Super Samurai Power Rangers, metallic paint jobs, Mega Blade and Black Box combined accessory, 6 Megazord cockpit stands, commemorative foil packaging, and the price to be revealed at the convention. They won't tell us ahead of time, which means it'll probably be retarded expensive.
$50.
But I mean, it is 6 figures.
$60.
And it looks super nice. You know, I have to say that the Bandai... I've never seen Power Rangers Samurai. But I have seen the figures all over the place. And I have been tempted to buy some of them just because they look so cool. Even though I haven't seen this particular version of the show.
Now that I've actually looked at some of the stuff that San Diego has this year, I'm kind of upset I'm not going. Because, like, this stuff seems so much better than previous years.
But the question is the price. I mean, because that looks super cool with those 6 figures, but I don't even like
Power Rangers.
I don't like it enough, though, that I'd be more... Because, I might pay $40 for it, you know what I mean? But if it's like $60, $75, because they haven't announced the price, and so that's kind of making me wonder if it's super expensive, then I just kind of look at it and I'm like, I don't think I need that. But, I mean, I don't know. Why? What are you looking at?
I don't know. Keep going.
What? Mr. More Random Stuff. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Next up, Sideshow Collectibles has a Batman premium format figure. This is in 1/4 scale, and this is comic book Batman. This is a statue, basically. If you remember last week on It Figures and on the news desk, we talked about the Poison Ivy figure. This goes along with that.
Well, I don't remember that because I wasn't here.
Well, you can still watch the show.
I don't.
You know that.
If I'm not on it,
it is possible for you to watch the show.
If I'm not on it, I don't watch it.
We have this website. It's called popculturenetwork.com.
Look.
It has more shows than just this and VG Losers.
I don't even want to listen to it because the first 10 minutes will be like, where's Killen? Oh, he's something happened to him and he got in a bar fight and lost to a monkey. You know, I don't even want to listen to that. And that's how it goes. Every time someone's
because
missing.
it hurts to know that you lost to a monkey.
Since intern Rick's not here and Sky Cash is not here, we're gonna make fun of them real quick. I'm intern Rick. I'm busy. I have to go to BG's house. And
I'm Scotty Cash. I like sports. I like baseball. Juan Pierre is awesome.
I'm gonna go home and write a poem. There you go. In case anybody was missing that, we didn't make fun of the people that weren't here. There you go.
All right. Well, anyway, Batman premium format figure, $399.99. So anybody looking to drop $400 on a Batman statue because you don't have one yet, and you're looking for something in 1/4 scale, there you go. He's 25 inches high.
That's pretty big.
Weighs 16 pounds.
That's pretty light.
You know, I'd buy one of those. Actually, I'd buy 2 and just put them on my front porch. Both sides of the steps. That way you can see them when you walk up to the house.
Those things will be stolen in the night. Somebody steal those.
Like in 5 minutes.
I'd steal those. I don't even like Batman.
Let's see. More DC news here. DC Collectibles turned out their solicitations for November. We have, continuing the Justice League series, we've got Cyborg and Wonder Woman. That's part of the New 52 Justice League. So those of you looking, let's see, they've already solicited... I think these are the last 2. I think they've already done, because Batman's already out. They've done Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Aquaman, I believe. So it's just Cyborg and...
I'm sorry, I cannot look at Cyborg without thinking Young Justice. Every time I look at him, like, I don't accept him as a
You mean Teen Titans?
Yeah, I don't see him as a full-grown human. Like, no, you're not. You are a teenager. That's my Cyborg.
You know, you gotta let your children grow up sometime.
Nope.
That's all I'm saying. You gotta let your children grow up.
He's way better as a teenager. I'm telling you.
But anyway, these figures, not as articulated as the classics or the DC Unlimited line, as they're calling them now. But they still look very nice. They've also solicited the deluxe Darkseid figure. This is the new look of Darkseid from the new Justice League comic. This one, though, I think something's wrong. The regular figures had been coming out about $14.99. This latest catalog lists the new figures at $22.99, which, I mean, I guess that's possible.
Yep, something's wrong.
But the Darkseid figure is listed at $89.95. And I don't think that's right. I think there's a typo somewhere. Unless he's like this tall. I don't know how they would...
Well, he's really popular. Maybe they thought
Everybody's going to want one, so we better raise the price.
Yeah, maybe they thought they would just go ahead and start jacking people.
So, I don't know. That just... that seems wrong. Next up, the We Can Be Heroes Justice League 7-pack, which is the 7 figures, as we said, Justice League figures, but now released together as a single package, so you can buy them all in one big box. That big box is part of the We Can Be Heroes program, which is sponsored by DC to feed starving people in Africa, so a portion of buying this box set of figures will feed them 10%. So this box set will sell for $99.95. You get the 7 figures for $99.95, which is a pretty good price, really, if you break it down. And you're going to help feed starving African kids.
Well, I hope so.
So maybe you can buy them like a 1 laptop per child with that leftover cash. So anyway, there's something to look forward to. We got a Dark Knight Returns Superman vs. Batman statue is now officially solicited. We've seen this figure before. If you've been following this show, they released some teaser pics of it, work in progress and whatever. But now it's actually being solicited. Now it's $324.95. You'd think if they're going to be that expensive, they'd just round the price, you know? They'd just be like $325. But no, they still have to make it $324.
Is that Iron Man Batman?
In The Dark Knight Returns, Superman and Batman fight, and so Batman makes himself a suit so he can actually fight Superman.
I don't see that being realistic, but okay. Comics.
Oh! So the idea of Superman being there is realistic, but the idea of Batman building a battle suit, that's far-fetched.
Yeah, there could be some guy who thinks he can fly. He's on meth, whatever. And he's like, he's like super
smoking
strong
bath salts
because he's all like, drugged out of his mind. That's legitimate.
Well, anyway, November 28th on that one for you guys.
Okay.
We've got a Dark Knight Rises Batman with his EMP rifle. That's that big flat one with the white lights in the front that they show in some of the promotional pictures. Movie's not out yet, but when it comes out, I'm going to see it in Omnimax. Woo!
Oh, you must be excited.
I am super excited. $79.95 for that statue.
You're not even going to pirate it? You're going to watch it for real?
I am actually going to buy a ticket to the theater for that one. Wait, pirate? What do you mean pirate? I don't pirate movies. What are you talking about? You think of that other guy, Stan.
Stanley?
Yes, Stanley. We got the Blue Beetle bust. Blue Beetle.
Still Blue Beetle.
Still not the good Blue Beetle.
I like that one a lot better.
This is Jaime Reyes. I like the original Blue Beetle. The one who was friends with Booster Gold.
You like the old ones?
I miss Ted
that
Cord.
look ridiculous.
I like Ted Cord.
Like he thought he was the Tick or something?
Well, he was the Batman of their universe, basically. Of the Charlton Comics universe. See, DC bought out this other comic book company. Folded their characters.
A bunch of terrible characters.
Which he actually became Night Owl for Watchmen. So there you go. We got a Batman Beyond statue of him doing a handstand. This is from Batman Black and White. Batman Beyond figure from Dustin Gwynn. And that one is, again, $79.95. But it's a full body figure. Looks really nice. And his artwork, Dustin Gwynn's artwork is very angular. Has a lot of hard edges to it. And so they've kind of sculpted it with that look. Kind of to it stylized. It looks really neat. So that's something to look forward to. We got a Dr. Manhattan statue. Of course, he's wearing underwear. You get no blue ding-a-ling. But that is $149.95.
Well, that's a shame. That's not
I know, isn't it?
Nearly as well.
Apparently, this is based off the designs from Adam Hughes from the Before Watchmen comic books that are coming out now, because somehow that looks different from his look in actual Watchmen. Other than the pants, I'm not sure what that is, but
He's got mascara.
well, he's emo. He's younger.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So he's a little more in tune with his feelings. We got another Ami Kami Catwoman. This is the holiday variant outfit. It's a candy cane inspired, red and white. That's for all the people that, there are a lot of people that like manga, but they're just not ready to buy something that's Japanese. They're looking for something that's American, but has that anime style to it. And this is a...
yeah, I like them.
Do you like them just because they're in the hot, sexy outfits?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll admit it. You all know that's why you buy them.
No, they buy them for the articles.
Yeah.
The Just Us League of Stupid Heroes, based on the Mad Magazine Alfred E. Newman figures. We've got a couple more of those coming out. We've got the Batman, the Joker, and the Robin set. So if you're looking for your Gotham City Alfred E. Newman Stupid Heroes, then that is going to be coming out $22.95 a piece.
They all look the same.
You mean they all look like Alfred E. Newman?
They all look the same.
I like how Joker's not wearing pants.
Why would he? He's wearing a trench coat. It's a fine
I was just going to say, he's one of those creepy guys. Like, we always knew there was something wrong with Joker, besides the fact that he kills people. So he's not wearing pants underneath his purple trench coat. Alright, last few pieces of news here. We've got some Transformers news.
Oh.
Let's see. Amazon had announced a while ago that they were doing their own version of, what is this, Bruticus? The Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. They were doing it in G2 colors. The page was originally up on Amazon that solicited it, but it didn't have any pictures of their particular version. They just had kind of placeholder images there. And then the page got pulled. And then everybody like freaked out. They were like, oh my god, they're not going to sell it anymore. They're getting rid of it. Oh, what are we going to do? And then they put it back. And then this time they put the actual images up. So now everybody's super happy. $59.95 is the price. Let's see. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is $99.95. Or $99.99. So it's significantly cheaper than buying the San Diego Comic-Con version of it. The figures themselves sold separately, $14.95 a piece, times 5 would be about $75, so it's even cheaper than buying them separately, which is kind of amazing to buy them all as that set. And of course the G2 colors are the the brighter colors. The G2 had the neon green and the bright red figures, and so that's the version that Amazon will have available with those bright colors.
And when is that available?
October 2012.
Totally forget about it and then they'll reappear.
Now, Hasbro will be doing a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and they're teasing that they're going to have some more information, some more photos. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. There's a version of Sixshot. Do you remember Sixshot? Mm-hmm. What was so special about Sixshot?
He shot 6.
No, he could
6 pieces.
No,
he can turn into 6 different things.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go. He can turn into 6 different things.
That's what I meant. 6 pieces is the same thing.
Well, no, because that makes it sound like it's 6 that combine together. This turns into 6 different things. So anyway, Sixshot is going to be coming out from Takara Tomy in the Asian market. So of course it's being sold places like Big Bad Toy Store and import shops. Mm-hmm.
Expensive.
$184.99.
Is that it?
Because again, they can't do $185. But now they've updated the information. They say that they're actually going to chrome the guns and chrome certain pieces of his body. So before it was just going to be white plastic, and now they're saying they're actually going to go that extra mile and chrome them up for you, so you can have some chrome on your guy there.
Man, Transformers, man, you guys are getting a little out of hand. Let me just say this: enough's enough.
Enough how?
Go ahead and get mad at me all you want.
Enough how? What do you mean?
Enough is enough.
What do you mean by enough?
I mean, for us people in the U.S. and Hasbro being a U.S. company, we're getting, the majority of the Transformers that you see is already just in the U.S. market ridiculous. Go over to the Asian market. Oh my God, there's like ×2 what we got going on, and not including all the little knockoff companies. you know, the TFCs and all of them companies, who, by the way, make awesome Transformers. I'm going to say that.
You don't want to make people mad.
I'm going to tell you, no, I'm happy with them. I think they're way better than Hasbro's. So, there you go.
But this isn't Hasbro. This is Takara Tomy.
Yeah.
This is the Japanese version.
That's what I'm saying.
But
too
still,
much.
I mean, well, okay. Let's say this.
If you're a collector, why would you even want the U.S. versions? These ones are like
as an import.
Way better.
As an import, it's $184.99. What do you think the actual retail price would be if Hasbro brought them here to the U.S.? $125?
It would have to be. Well, they wouldn't make them in this quality. It would be a cheaper plastic. You know, they get them down to $50.
I mean, obviously, but
and then it would suck. You would have to go and import to get the good version.
But what I'm saying is, though, even if it were to come out in the U.S. from Hasbro, it would still be really ridiculously expensive.
Oh, it would be. But I'm sure they would get down to like $50, $60 range, and they would make the cheapest plastics, and it just wouldn't have the same feel. And it'd be cool, still. And, you know, they put it in a box, and I probably wouldn't want to open it, but these import ones that, even made by the knockoff companies, and I know you get all uptight about it, but I think they're pirating better quality, and if you're a pirate and you're making better product, I think that should be okay. I think if you're making terrible product, then that should not be okay. Now, of course, if you're Hasbro, you're like, well, if they're making better stuff with us, we have to stop them. Well, yeah, that makes sense, okay? I'm not mad at Hasbro for going out there and trying to take them down. I'm just mad at Hasbro for, like, not going, man, we better step up our product because they know some stuff we don't know. Let's hire those guys. Buy them out. That would be smart.
Well, I don't get it.
Buy those smaller companies out and fold them into you.
But why would they want to work with their enemy when they could just put them out of business and then release their own substandard product?
Because what they could do is buy them out and then continue running them as independent and make the income off both companies. Control the market. That's smarter. That's smart. That's a little bit of strategy for you guys out there if you're thinking about global takeover.
All right, well, let's see. Last piece of news here for you Transformers fans. There was going to be a specific to the Asian market, a Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon Year of the Dragon Ultimate Optimus Prime. Basically, they were taking the movie version of the Ultimate Optimus Prime, the Butterfly Optimus Prime, and they were repainting him for commemorating the Year of the Dragon of the Chinese Zodiac, and it was going to be an Asian market exclusive. Well, now it turns out that Amazon has worked out some sort of deal in order to sell this in the U.S. market through Amazon.com. They do not have a release date as of yet, but you can currently pre-order it for $99.99. And this is going to be the same one, again, from the Asian market, but being released here in the United States with this exclusive deco.
That's kind of cool.
So have a big gold dragon on the side of his trailer, and then his trailer's all red and blued out. And then, I'm not sure if the alt form, the robot form, not the alt, I'm sorry, I said alt and I meant robot. If the robot form really looks all that different, but alt is the vehicle mode, or microscope mode, or boombox mode, or spaceship mode, or whatever it may be depending on the Transformer.
Yeah, you would
The
know.
alt mode. I learned that from the comics. Alright, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going through your fan corner questions, because you get mad at us if we don't.
Hey guys, it's Killen. I'm here to discuss a new show coming every Monday on the Pop Culture Network. It is the Video Game Loser Show. Every week we'll discuss the news relating to video games. We're going to talk about some releases and have a short discussion on whatever random topic we think is relevant that week. It's going to star myself and, of course, I'm not Dirk. So be sure to check us out on VGLosers.com, part of the Pop Culture Network.
Yay!
Welcome back to the show that you're wondering why you still watch. It's the Figure Store Show.
That's probably fair.
With 100% less Pixel Dan.
Oh. No, not 100%. Just 98%. He was on phone call last week. We had him on speakerphone to answer.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, you know, I gotta say, reflecting back, I think it is terrible that we have to go this route where we have to split up our individual selves and develop separate websites, and now make you guys go to one site here, one site there, one site there. You know, being Pop Culture Network and PixelDan.com now, and then of course the Toy World Order. It's just terrible that we make you go through these terrible, selfish things. So, of course, DiRT and myself are the only ones really keeping the Pop Culture Network alive.
well, no, here in Springfield. Sweenaholic works very hard doing stuff. Ryan Porter's working very hard doing his stuff. They don't live here, though.
Right. I mean, locally. Don't take that personally. I mean,
Scotty's wife hates us, so she doesn't let him.
We have a hard
time.
And Scotty's still working. He does his show, and we see him constantly. Rick is, he's flaky. You never know what you're going to get from him. We're in desperate need of more local help for sure, but more importantly, we need more contributors. We need more shows. We're obviously letting you guys down with the quality of our shows these days.
What do you mean? This is the greatest show on the interwebs.
So, we're actually working on these problems. Okay, I understand that things have started to kind of, the boat's going this way, and we're going to pull it back this way. And try to improve quality and try to improve shows. We're on the boat. And add new content and keep you guys, continuously coming to our site as you have been. And for all you loyal fans that still are with us, thank you. We appreciate that. It's nice to see that we do make a difference in some of your guys' lives, and you still do listen to our crazy rants and us just sitting in front of a camera talking about random whatever. So thank you, and please keep coming to our site, and we'll do our best to bring you better content. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, what he said.
Okay.
What are these? Why are these sitting here?
Oh, anyways, I want to talk about these real quick. A fan came from YouTube, of all places, sent me an email on Facebook, and it said, "Hey, I have these Legos. Do you want to check them out and possibly do a review on them? I'll send them to you." I was like, sure. And he said they were dinosaur Legos. I was thinking they were the newer dinosaur set that's still out on the market today. And he gave me the numbers. I didn't even look them up, which is, my bad. So what I get is these, from 2001, I guess they made these dinosaur line that were kind of like Bionicle inspired. That you would get a random different dinosaur in each pack, and then these dinosaurs could be turned into multiple different other dinosaurs using the same building scheme. So he sent me 4 of them. He is a TF Collectors on YouTube, TF Collectors, otherwise known as my good friend Mario. And I can't really, I don't remember seeing these in the U.S., and there is a price tag on here, and it's got your price and a Denmark price. So maybe these were not available in the U.S., although, maybe they were. I don't know. I just don't remember seeing these before. So I'm kind of excited to check these out, and he did send them to me, so now I'm forced to do some kind of review on them.
Now you're going to have to do a video on them.
And that's, if you guys want to see me do something very specific on Lego-wise, if you send it to me, I'll do it. That's the rule. But it's mine. I'm not sending it back. So look for that. I'm actually going to, check these out and, I don't know, do them all together, I guess. Maybe split them up and take a look at these kind of things, because these are actually kind of cool. And I would say they're like Bionicle-like, as in packaging style, but they are very much more like Lego. I guess when you get a beast or an animal in the regular Lego sets, they're always like weird pieces anyways, and these are kind of like a bunch of weird pieces. So we'll see.
All right then.
But thank you, Mario.
One other thing I'm going to throw out there before we get to the fan corner questions is, we do another show called the Video Game Losers. Took some time off for the July 4th holiday, but we're getting ready to gear up and start new episodes. Talk about video game news, the new releases, and your fan corner questions about video games like we have here for Toys on this show. And we're doing something special on Video Game Losers. We've got some Halo Mega Bloks, drop pods, and figures, and we will be giving those away. So fan corner questions, if we pick your question as the question of the week on the fan corner, we will send you one of these packs of the drop pod with the Mega Bloks Halo figure. And we've got a couple Spartans and some of the aliens, so we'll probably do one a week for the next few weeks and work those through. Now normally when they do a giveaway like this, they say US only, or US and Canada, North America. Well, the reason why they do that is because it's pretty expensive to ship stuff worldwide. And we don't want to, tell all the worldwide fans, well, you're no good, we're not going to send it to you. But at the same time, it can get super expensive to mail to some of these countries. So, if we happen to pick your question as the question of the week and you don't live in the U.S., you basically have three options. One, you can say, I don't care, and not reply. Two, you can sponsor an American fan on the board and have us send it to them instead. Or three, if you would like to pay the shipping charge, we will go ahead and ship it to you wherever you are in the world. You're going to get the toy for free. It's like a $13 Mega Bloks toy. But, if you cover the shipping. And if you're in the U.S., you get shipping for free because America's the best country in the world. Woohoo!
You know what? No, let's not even do that. I'll pay for you guys. If we pick you and you're international, I'll pay for your shipping.
What?
To send that item to you.
What?
Just thinking about it, after discussing it and then actually hearing you say the words, it kind of sounds ridiculous. So I don't even want to go that route.
What?
Seems like a ripoff. But yes, we will give out these. So all you guys who love toys, if you want a toy, even if it's a video game themed toy, watch our video game show. Go to jointheforums.com and go to our Pop Culture Network forums. Go into the Video Game Losers Show section in the video game section of the forums. Post your questions, comment on our videos. All you guys on YouTube, go ahead and leave your post here. Wait,
we're gonna pull from YouTube also?
Yeah, go to the I'm just saying, if you're on YouTube, make sure you check out our other videos and post in the comments there too. But also, please go to the forums and make it, because that's where we're going to keep the official questions.
Oh, so wait, so they can't win the prize if they post on YouTube, but we may still answer the question?
Let me say this a little more clearly. For all you people on YouTube, come to the forums. Go to jointheforums.com. That's just a quick way to get to the Pop Culture Network forums. It's just a quick shortcut. And sign up for the forums. It'll take you like 2 seconds, man. And really, you just got to put some basic information in. And then scroll down to where it says video games. You'll see a thing that says Video Game Loser section. And then you can post your questions there or just contribute to our fandom there. And, talk to other collectors about, video games, comic books, toys, whatever you do, your movies, music, whatever. Anything pop culture related. And we're going to go and pick your questions out from those lists. So if you post there, you have a chance to win. So if you post on YouTube, we'll look at it. We might even talk about it, but you're not going to win. Oh. So if you want to win...
So you can be part of the discussion by being on YouTube, but if you want to win the prize, you got to come to jointheforums.com.
Let me make this a little more clear.
Oh.
Yes, so you can be part of the discussion, and we will acknowledge you if you're on YouTube, but please go to our actual forums and post so you can be officially entered to win these prizes given out 4 consecutive weeks until we are out of the 4 options that we have. Simple. Costs nothing to you. We pick you, you win, and I'll ship it out.
All right, then.
Easy.
Okay. Now that we've gone 12 and a half minutes over that, let's go ahead and get to the fan corner question. Stop looking at Yahoo News. Like, turn it off.
I can't.
Because I keep looking at it, too.
I can't even stop.
Turn it off.
I'm going to turn it off. It said potato chip head, and I was like, what? Potato chip thieves busted.
All right. So this is from the fan corner section for It Figures. Manny Fan 1977, following up on his question from last week. He says, according to Trash Pack 24/7, if you buy 2 packs with the same trashies showing, you are guaranteed to get all duplicates with the possible but unlikely exception of a limited edition. So basically the limited edition ones are stuck, randomly. And so they may be filling up, the little garbage cans, they may be filling up the big garbage can, they may be putting them in the collector's case. And he bought the big set hoping to get, the same exact set, and he got a limited edition one in there, which on the one hand kind of broke up his set he was hoping to get, but on the other hand he got the rare limited edition. So there you go. Crash Fan 982 says, "Hey PC and gang, this question is for Dan."
He is, I think, San Diego right now.
Yeah, he's either in San Diego or on his way there. So anyway, with the success of new blind bag figures like Trash Pack or the Avengers grab bags, would you like to see any Masters of the Universe or TMNT of the 80s style minifigures? I thought this would be an awesome idea because we could get things like a Castle of Grayskull carry case or a Sewer Home mini playset.
He would say yes, absolutely.
And I would agree.
Me too.
Yeah. They did do actually Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles minifigures.
Yeah, they did.
And actually, for a long time, they were at Dollar General. You go into Dollar General, and I think it was like $5, and you had all
really?
4 of them on the card.
They, I think Toys R Us sold them for $14.99.
Yeah, Dollar General is usually a better deal.
What?
But it's usually years after they've left the other stores.
Hey, I totally thought when I saw them at Toys R Us when they originally were solicited, I was like, oh man, I kind of want to buy those. So now if I saw them at Dollar General, I'll be like, yep.
Actually, I bought a pack once for Philip. And they lasted all of about 4 days. He was about 4 or 5 at the time. They did not hold up very well. All right. Albatray says, "Hey guys, I just bought the Iron Man movie mini mates, and I don't know why I bought them. I just had money to spend, and now I have a new line I'm a fan of. What do you think of this line?" Do you mean mini mates or Iron Man? I'm really confused. But as far as mini mates, I love mini mates. I just hate paying the $14.99 or $19.99 for the 4-pack that they tend to price those at. But yeah, I mean, if I can get a deal on them, a lot of times I can get like the 2-packs for $5 from some of the local stores around here, and if I can cut a deal like that, I usually buy a big stack of them. I love mini mates. I'm
a fan, as you guys know, of
minifigs.
Minifigs. So yeah, I got to say the problem with mini mates is I don't want to get started because there's this thing, like, because obviously with Legos I've gone out of control, like ridiculous, and I've started now buying, like, I have tons of just mini scale figures from all kinds of different series, and every time I look at these mini mates I'm like, yeah, I could probably be happy with those, but then I'm like, if I buy one, then it's going to start this avalanche, and there's like, I don't know how many waves out there now, 36, 38, 40,
right,
something like that. Not including all, the bonus packs, special packs, bonus sets, whatever. I cannot get involved. I mean, if somebody sends them to me, like, I don't even want you to send them to me, now I'm thinking about it, because if you do, I'm going to want to buy them. So, but I mean, Mini-Mates is like, I'm like, yeah, I want that, but I'm like, no, get away. Get away.
Don't go out of my way to get them. But if I happen to be in a store or at a con, or a toy swap or something, and somebody's got a set of them cheap, where it's like $5 or $10, whatever, then I go ahead and buy them. I don't even think twice about it. It's like, who's in that pack? It's like Professor X's wheelchair and Magneto's helmet, and that's all that's in the pack. But it's $5, whatever, I'll buy it. But if I go in the store, I don't pay full retail for them, so it's kind of weird that way.
I can't do it.
But
it's dangerous.
I actually have a lot of them throughout my house, but they're all like scattered around in different spots. If I put them together, I might have a halfway decent Mini-Mates collection going, actually. All right, let's see here. Next up, Wendigo says, "Hey gang, I got a question about Legos. From time to time, I browse the Lego aisle and occasionally dream of starting a collection. I'm really tempted to get the superhero line, and while I was contemplating getting the Batmobile set the other day, I started to think, what if this line becomes very valuable in the future? I did a little research on the value of Lego sets, how they change over time, and they make over 500 sets a year now, and as far as I could tell in the 20 minutes I spent doing this, most sets tend to keep their value. But I didn't see any sets selling for twice the retail cost. I've heard of a few minifigs becoming really valuable, so Killen, can you weigh in on this? Give some examples of sets tanking in value or becoming super valuable."
Okay, well, as a rule of collecting and being an owner of a toy store, I can tell you this. Lego cannot lose value. They just don't. Whatever retail price you pay is going to be the value of.
What about Bionicle?
Indefinitely. And let me clear this up by saying this. Now, with that being said, most of these things that, like the current lines before they get discontinued that are out in the market, large corporations will liquidate them at a certain point. They're out. They have them just like they do any other toy line. So if they have $60 sets, and then in the third quarter they're like, okay, we gotta get these off the shelves. If we have any, they go and they start clearancing them out. They don't clearance them very much though, but they will eventually clearance them. And you're like, well, now they're not worth that much. That's not true, because that's just the cycle of corporations dumping product. So once those leave the market and they stop producing them, of course they're never going to be reproduced. So now, for example, look at the Batman line from just a couple years ago, 2006. Those sets, and I just sold a set, to be honest, that was a $20 set, which was like the Croc, it was like
Killer Croc sewer chase or something,
right? Yeah. And it was like, I think it was $20 or maybe $29.95 set retail. I sold it open, loose, for $150, and that honestly, that price was cheap, because the time I've seen it previously, it was like $300. All that Batman stuff that came out just a few years ago has gone to some incredible prices. I mean, the play sets, the large play set, the Batcave thing, I think that thing's like $400 or $500. The Batmobile, is like a couple $100. All the sets went almost times 10 their value. Now that's just an example. A couple years before that, there was Spider-Man sets that came out, and they were actually not official Spider-Man set. They were more like a Hollywood movie, and it was just like we're filming Spider-Man sets. Mm-hmm. Those things went really, really high. So the cycle of Legos, to me, is in value, is for the first 2 years they hold the retail, and then after that they would increase, I would say, 15%. Now, if they're a property line, like a movie property, they don't do so well. If they're a comic inspired or video game inspired, those ones seem to do a lot more. Like, I'm kind of concerned about, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean figures, where the values of those going to be. The Pirates and castle themes in general always do really well. I don't know that the Pirates of the Caribbean pirate Legos are going to be very valuable, but I'm hoping they are, because I'm sitting on a bunch of them. And things like they had the SpongeBob Legos, for instance. Those things could go crazy high, because they weren't like the main focus of the line when they were out. They were like a subset that they're like, oh, they also make these. Stuff like that become really valuable because no one bought them. And I can kind of see those ones going really high. But yes, you're not going to lose. I've never seen any go below retail, unless they're still being produced, or they just let them market. And people just get rid of them because they're like, oh, there's not selling for much online. Well, because they're clearanced at all the major retailers, and people are selling them cheap. Give them a year or so, and then you'll be like, oh my god.
How did you do on the Ninjago ones that you had?
I haven't sold any of those. That's the other thing. Here, if you're buying Legos for the future and all times, look at castle themes being the most valuable, pirate stuff being the next valuable, city being the least valuable of all. I don't know what it is about city, but people just don't care. Those figures, they'll hold their value, but they will not become super valuable. Unless, there's a couple sets. Like, there was like a little Toys R Us set, or there was a McDonald's set that was like a McDonald's. But those are kind of theme inspired. They're not really just, a post office or a police department. So I'm thinking, if you see something like that, and I bought it, and I hate city Legos, but I did buy like the Toys R Us Semi, because I kind of see that becoming valuable sometime down the line.
What about I was just looking at the Legos we have over there. What about the board game ones?
The games, I don't know what to tell you about the games. I think that's a flop. I think if you're a customizer or a person who wants like specific parts, those are the good way of getting like, a lot of the games have they use the Lego heads and stuff like that, and they have like a lot of weird heads. I think if you bought those sets and you sold the heads individually, you would make twice as much as the actual set, because the game is useless to me. But the pieces that they sell are kind of exclusive. So I don't know. And they've only had about 2 years on the games thing, so who knows what those values are going to be. They could be high, but I just don't see it. All right.
Next up from Smuggler. Says, hey guys, it was my birthday on the 26th of June, but I just now got a chance to log in, ask a couple of birthday-related questions. Happy birthday. Do you have any special toy-related birthday memories? And do you have any pearls of toy collecting wisdom to pass on to this young toy collector? Well, first of all, what you just heard about Lego is a pretty big pearl of wisdom as far as collecting stuff.
I would say that about, honestly, I would say that about any minifigures. Almost anything that's a minifigure. It seems to me that stuff just goes high in value. I mean, look at like stuff like Battle Beast. That was, years ago, or Monster in My Pocket. Try to buy some of those individually. Even the wrestlers. The Musclemen.
Yeah. Yeah, Muscle have gotten a lot more expensive over the last few years. It used to be every time we went to a convention, whether it be C2E2 or Wizard World or Toyman or whatever, I always had to buy Muscle figures. Like, that was my thing. It's like, my trip is not complete until I buy at least one loose Muscle figure. If I can buy a bag of them, then great. And it's gotten harder to find them, and they've gotten more expensive in the last few years. It used to be I'd go in, they'd have like a Ziploc baggie of, a handful of them in there, $5. Like $5, Muscle figures, woo! Now I pay the $5 and I get like one figure. And they may have 2 loose figures in their display, and that's all they have. It's just getting harder and harder to get them. I have a drawer in my dresser that's all loose Muscle figures, just all piled in there. I just pull them out every so often and play with them and put them back in. But here's my pearl of wisdom to you, is save everything you're playing with. There's going to come a time you're going to find girls, you're going to find probably weed, I don't know. You're going to think, I'm just going to sell this stuff, get rid of it. When am I ever going to care again? And then 10 years later, you're going to go, I used to have that when I was a kid. When I bought it for $16.99, now it's $48.50 in this collectible store, but I'm going to go ahead and pay it because I really want one again.
So invest in some Tupperware and store it in your mom's attic.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Just put it in big tubs and set it aside. Never get rid of it, or just send it to my house. Either way, it's fine. I promise. I promise. I'll send it back to you as soon as you want it back.
So yeah, all my younger birthday stories is all stuff I was like, man, I wish I would have kept that. And honestly, I used to have this massive bucket of Legos that I had for my whole entire childhood, and I had so much great stuff in there, and it got sold to another family member, and they went to another family member. I don't know where they are now, but I would pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get that tub back, because the stuff that's in there is like, I want to slap myself for letting it go when I left for college.
I don't remember most of the toys I got for my birthday. Generally, birthday time was just like a big whirlwind. They all kind of blur together and whatever. But I distinctly remember the year I got Grimlock, the Transformer dinosaur. I got Grimlock at ShowBiz Pizza. I had a birthday at ShowBiz Pizza. I got to wear the crown. I sat in the big chair. They gave me a record, a 45 of the birthday song sung by Billy Bob's Country Time Band or whatever the heck they're called. And at ShowBiz Pizza, and I got the Dinobot, and I remember sitting in the car and trying to figure out how to transform him. And we got home, back to the house, and my mom's like, come inside the house, it's time for bed, we gotta put everything away. And I said, I'll be in as soon as I can figure out how to finish transforming him. And I sat there in the car for like 45 minutes, just like in the dark, sun's going down, like barely enough light to see, and I'm just transforming him back, transforming him back, transforming him back, until finally my mom had to come out and drag me back inside.
Speaking of ShowBiz, let me say 2 things real quick.
Oh.
First of all, Chuck E. Cheese or ShowBiz? Which one do you prefer?
ShowBiz.
Absolutely. If you say Chuck E. Cheese, you are a liar.
Or a girl.
Or not a child.
Girls like Chuck E. Cheese, boys like ShowBiz. That's always how it was.
And I just heard this last night, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard it. Chuck E. Cheese is changing their whole look.
Really?
Yeah, get rid of the band.
What?
They're going to turn Chuck E. Cheese into like a punk rocker.
What?
Yeah.
So they're going to get rid of the robots?
Yeah, well, no, they're just going to change them.
They're going to change the look.
No more band. They're kicking the band out. Band's gone. No more band.
So what's going to be on the stage?
I don't know. But they're making him like more of a punk rocker Chuck E. Cheese guy.
That sounds terrible.
Why would you do that, man? And that made me think of ShowBiz going, man, I wish they'd go back to ShowBiz when they had like...
Rocket Fire Explosion, that was the name of the band.
When they had like 20 other robots in the background that would just come out randomly and start singing.
Yeah, you know, one thing I did like about Chuck E. Cheese, and I don't know if this was every place or if this just happened to be here in town, but we had a Chuck E. Cheese and a ShowBiz.
I gotta look it up.
Is that ShowBiz just had, you know, the band up on the stage and they would play and whatever. Chuck E. Cheese, in their room where they had the stage set up in the band, they also had stuff around the room, like they had flags of all the nations of the world, and they would move in time with the music, and you had other type of interactive stuff throughout the room. Like I said, I don't know if that was just ours or if that was, you know, the way it was everywhere, but yeah. So is that it? Oh, they're changing.
Oh yeah, they're changing him to like a...
He looks like the mouse from Ratatouille.
Yeah.
With a rock star rodent.
He's gonna be like a rock star.
Weird.
It's gonna revamp his origins as a cigar smoke in New Jersey mouse. Oh no, wait, I'm not reading.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm reading out loud. Yeah, they're changing his image, so they're gonna make him like a teenage.
Actually, he looks like Alvin and the Chipmunks as a mouse.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he looks like.
Like a rock and roller.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, they're changing it. How dare they?
You know what?
You want to change something? Get some new equipment.
I'm mad that ShowBiz bought Chuck E. Cheese and then turned ShowBiz into Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Like, I still want to see the big ape on keyboards. That's what I go to see. I want to see Billy Bob the Bear. I don't want to see Chuck E. and Mitzi and the beach dog on drums, whose name I can't think of.
They had a small time there where they were like blending them in.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Like, yeah, the extra stage, put the cast there, and you still have the old cast. Why would you go? And then when they did the revamp, you know, several years ago, where they took out certain key members of the band and they got rid of the ventriloquist guy and all that, I was kind of sad about that. But this is like a kick in the groin, man. I take my kid to Chuck E. Cheese now, and she thinks it's the most amazing place. She has no idea about ShowBiz, how awesome it used to be.
Yeah, exactly. They better keep the dancing robots, singing robots. That's all I'm saying. If they get rid of that, and they just have like a projection screen, and they just show cartoons of them, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, if they just update their equipment, because I swear to God, the same equipment's been in there for 20-some years. Get that out, put some new stuff in there. I don't care. Your pizza sucks. It's always going to suck.
They changed the pizza, and it's worse now.
Yeah.
It was better before.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, we got a whole new recipe. It's like, your new recipe's garbage.
Team up with Little Caesars. Okay?
Ooh.
Put that quality in there, and at that price, you're not going to do it, but you should. And then I would go there all the time. I'd be like, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese.
I think I might get some Little Caesars tonight on the way home, actually. All right, next up, Rye Orden says, hey guys, can you provide any tips for attending San Diego Comic-Con? What's the best way to go about getting autographs, and do all guests charge for them?
Yes. Yes, especially San Diego.
What about...
Especially. Not creators.
Yeah, okay. Comic guys, and some of the guys off the side, like Jerry Lawler.
No, he was charging, for sure.
He usually charges for his swag, but not... Okay, I'll put it this way. If you go up to Jerry Lawler's booth, you can talk to Jerry Lawler. If you hand him a piece of paper and ask him to autograph it, he may or may not do it. But he will sell, like he does artwork, he'll sell prints of his artwork for like $5. You buy that print for $5, he'll autograph it. He doesn't charge you like an extra. Oh, you want to add an extra $5? Wrestling superstar Virgil, on the other hand, if you hand him a piece of paper and want him to sign the autograph, he will want you to pay $20. If you buy one of his photos, the photo will be $10. If you ask him to sign it, that's another $10.
But that, but keep in mind, that's all the money he's got, man.
I mean, I understand, but on the same token, it's like...
But this is San Diego, so this is, everything, they cost them a lot.
Yeah, it does cost a lot more.
So everybody's going to be expecting money in San Diego. Everywhere, everything's going to be expensive.
Now,
just get with the program.
If you want the people from Firefly to sign an autograph, you're going to pay, $40 for a ticket to stand in line for an hour and a half to walk up and go, Dave, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the time you got. That's all the interaction you're getting, and you're going to pay $40.
Or you can pay, like, there's usually a company in there where you can pay a lot more, a couple $100, and actually get like a photo session with that person as a scheduled time, or give them to, talk to them for a little bit.
There is that awesome company that you pay like $25 and you stand in front of the green screen and they put a celebrity in with you. So it can be you and the cheerleader from Heroes on one side, Buffy on the other, and you're like, with both of them, and you can pay money.
And they generally do have parties at San Diego at nighttime where you can go and pay X amount of dollars and you can hang out with them, kinda. But yeah, here's the thing: if you want anything signed or anything like that, get there early. Get there as soon as you can, because it's going to be an all-day event. I mean, it's Disneyland. You're going to be in line. It's going to be line after line after line, and there's no good way. The best way to do anything is on preview night, and you're obviously you may or may not be too late to get into that, because that's the shortest amount of time you're going to spend in line anywhere.
What about like Sunday afternoon?
Sunday maybe, but a lot of people are getting out of town on Sunday. Friday and Saturday, you're gridlock.
Oh, right. The celebrities won't be there a lot of times on Sunday.
Yeah, so, I mean, Friday, Saturday, it's going to suck. You're going to try to get everything before. I mean, if you can do it Thursday, great. If you can do it Wednesday, great. Try your best to get it done those days, because Friday and Saturday is going to be an all-out, especially Saturday, it's going to be an all-out, like, you're going to be walking like this, because that's how many people are going to be in there. You're going to be tight.
Oh, I thought because you were going to box them.
Well, you're going to want to box them. But, I mean, literally, it's going to be, you're going to have your bubble, and that's it.
Also,
125,000.
Deodorant.
Yeah, smelly nerds. And don't bring your kids strollers. We hate you. Don't bring big old backpacks and blast people. We hate you. If you're just disabled and you're in a wheelchair, that sucks. I hate that. But we hate you at the con. I'm just saying. People are thinking it. I don't have nothing. Don't take my words and twist that.
Here's the best tip. Here's the best tip of the whole day. Get a friend like me, a big fat guy, doesn't like to walk, doesn't want to do a whole bunch of stuff. You pay me $20. I'm going to walk in the con. I'm going to do my one around, maybe my twice around, pick up some stuff. I'm going to go to the food area with your $20. That's get me like 2 slices of pizza and a Coke. And I will sit there for the next 4 hours. You can go out, buy stuff, come back to the food area, set it down at my table. I'll keep an eye on it. No one's going to steal it. I'm going to get money from the other people there who want me to watch their stuff too. You don't have to bring a big backpack. You don't need to bring a giant bag. Just you buy the stuff. You bring it to the fat guy you left in the food area. He's going to keep everything safe. You can carry it out at the end of the day. That's the best plan.
That's a good service. Maybe there should be a service like that. Fat Guy Productions. You just sit there and like mule stuff for people.
Yeah, no, I'm not even carrying it. I'm just watching it. You can drop it off. I'm going to pick a spot in the corner.
You go get like a food court. You're going to get one of those big old food court tables.
Right.
And just like set up shop. Although they might kick you out.
Well, no, because I'm buying food. I am a customer.
Yeah, every time you come and drop something off, you got to bring me like a piece of pizza or a slice of something.
Right. Bring me something.
One of those $5 bags. By the way,
nice.
just for you, find somewhere. Bring your own food, man. Bring your own food. That kind of food's going to suck. It's going to be like crazy high.
We brought food, and like Killen was kind of laughing at me at C2E2 because I brought like deli meat and slices of bread and little bags of chips, and he's like, oh, like that's going to even be, and we were all like sitting there at the con going, we're not buying food, we got food back at the hotel, and you get back to the hotel and you put like 3 pieces of ham on a piece of bread, and you're just like, oh, this is so good, oh no, this is a ham.
Well, C2E2 was, we could have ate out somewhere. That wasn't really too worried about. San Diego,
but San Diego is like 100 times more.
It's
100 times more.
And you're not going to find a store to go shopping, really. You're going to have to travel a little bit. So, if you're getting in San Diego and you're coming out of the airport, take yourself over to one of those, stop the cab, say stop at a store, go into a normal store, buy you some supplies, and take them to your hotel room. You will thank me later.
All right. Next up, JusticeFan123 says, hey gang, I have 2 questions for today. I hope you can get to both. The first question is for DiRT. DiRT, last week, in response to my question, you stated you had to get rid of your 1980s superpower figures due to a flood. So I was wondering, given how awesome those figures are and how much you like DC characters, if you ever planned on getting those again, do you have them all? I don't have them all. Luckily, I had a lot of duplicates. That's one of those toy lines where, again, when I went to a show and they'd have a couple of them loose for $5, whatever, I would just buy them. So I actually have a carrying case that's full of like almost 3 sets. There's a few that I'm still missing, like Golden Pharaoh and whatever. But the ones that were, the sewage on them and I threw them away and had to get rid of them were duplicates. So that one really didn't mess me up that much. Some of the other figures, though, like Captain Power and some of that stuff, I'm just probably never going to replace.
Wow.
Second question is for whomever is there. So I guess that's you and me. Since you guys have made it clear that none of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive items have impressed you all that much, what are some figure collectibles you were hoping that would be available this year and that would have made you take the trip to San Diego Comic-Con?
Well, okay, let me just say the trip to San Diego Comic-Con this year was kind of ruined by several issues happening. Obviously, with Pixel Dan drifting apart, that kind of ripped it apart. Because if we can't take a solid team, we're just wasting money. I'm wasting my money. Let me put it that way. So, and the trip always costs several thousands of dollars. It's like a $5,000 commitment. And the problem is, it's just not really. We don't get enough to make it worth. And we've done it. We've done it for the last couple of years, and we got a lot of content out of it, but. It's almost to the point where it's too much stuff going on there to really do anything. And really, for us to really make it, we need to take a bigger team. We need to have a production area, and we need to have dedicated internet service. And it's just like it's not worth the money this year for us. And because we have so many problems, obviously staffing issues, whatever. This one out, save some money, focus on developing other things like trying to get our site, maybe start working on getting that fixed. So yeah, and the exclusives this year, honestly, I think we're just burnt out on toys at the moment. We don't hate toys, we still love them. It's getting to be too much for the time being, and we're kind of like, I'm not worried about the San Diego stuff right now. And another thing is, how many times have something been at San Diego and then it'll be on several other sites later? And that's really the problem, is that I don't feel like it's exclusive anymore.
That's part of what I was going to say was the main reason why it just seems like it's not that big of a deal, is because so many people over the last few years have started reselling everything, and they go to San Diego just to buy them and resell them. And it's gotten to the point now where so many of the exclusives, you find so many of them online, you're going to buy them at only like maybe $10 over what they cost at the show. So it's really not, like, you save so much money by not actually going there and buying the pass and getting the hotel room for 4 days and, all of those other types of expenses. You save all that money, you stay at home, you get it off eBay, you pay an extra $10, maybe $15 for that same stuff, and then you got all the same stuff.
And I know you're like, it's already expensive. The scalpers. But let me tell you this. As somebody who went there and bought lots of product and brought it back, the cost was so ridiculous high.
It was a lot higher than you thought.
I mean, not just going there and paying, I won't even count that cost because I'm going there anyways. But just getting everything out of the convention center, shipped back, packaged, and returned here, the cost of that alone, oh my God. You know what I mean? So I probably broke even over the last few years, or maybe lost money on selling that stuff. So I'm like,
and it also didn't help that a couple years ago you had somebody on the team who was just like, oh, give me your FedEx number. I'm just gonna throw all this bunch of stuff in a box and just have them do it. And then he would just take the box and let them, pay for their box, pay for their packaging, pay for them to tape it up, pay for them to ship it. And it was like the most expensive options for shipping the stuff back.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, fill another box. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, there's just a lot of
smart. Okay.
And I mean, for me, there's stuff that I'm willing to pay for. Again, Muscle, Voltron, Tron, stuff like that. And none of that type of stuff is going on this year. This year, like Turtles, I'm not that big into Turtles. Like a lot of people, there's the Night Strike Leonardo that's going to be there. It looks cool, but I'm just not into Turtles like a lot of people are into Turtles. Masters I'm not into like a lot of people are into Masters. Just none of the stuff there is really my cup of tea, the stuff that I really care about. So just, not excited for that stuff. Yeah. All right. A couple more questions. Yoda Soup says, "Hey fellas, you ever bought a used action figure at a yard sale or flea market, not knowing what toy line it's from, and you've yet to figure out what line it's from?"
Yes. Oh, actually, here. Let me do this because this.
What about these? Do you know what these are?
We of course, being a store, we got like the reverse thing going on where people actually bring the items to us and we try to buy them. If you go on the forums, and I think intern Rick posted some pictures of stuff, we cannot figure out what it is. And if you can figure it out and tell us, that would help. Because, like, I don't know if you can see that guy. I'm want to punch myself in the face because I feel like I should know what this is, but I cannot figure out what it is. It's driving us crazy.
We have bootleg, rim cone, body knockoff, He-Man looking type figures. The exact same bodies. One's green, one's brown. This one's got a lizard head or a snake head of some kind. And this one looks like a minotaur type head. They just say Hong Kong on them. No idea. They're super awesome. Like, I love these types of bootlegs, but at the same time, where the heck did they come from? What are they? How'd they get here?
Yeah, and then we got like this figure here. It's like a Chatmay figure. I don't know what it is. It looks kind of like a stormtrooper or some kind of space figure. You know, who knows?
It's like if Captain Power played laser tag.
We can't figure these things out, and we get them all the time when we buy random lots of toys. And so if you guys go to the forums at jointheforums.com, go in the toy section and toy discussion, I believe. Look for the post by Intern.
It's like ID these toys or identify these toys.
ID these toys. Help us out. Try to figure out what these toys are so we can get them.
But it does happen from time to time where, you know, we post.
Also, if you guys are having trouble figuring out what you have, that's a good idea. Go to the toy discussion area and just post pictures of what you have. And generally, you guys are really good about identifying toys for people. So. Especially Transformers, we have the hardest time with those, and you guys like, boom, no problem.
All right, last question. This is from DC and Marvel fan. This is his first post. Just came to jointheforums.com, join the forums, to ask us this question. He says, "Hey guys, what do you think of the ongoing Star Wars line, and have you seen the movie George Lucas versus the People?" Have you seen George Lucas versus the People?
I think I've seen pieces of that. I think they played it last year at San Diego Comic-Con, or maybe it was C2E2. I don't know, but no, I didn't see it fully, but I did see a piece of it. And as far as the Star Wars stuff going right now, I've disowned Star Wars. Okay.
Really? What?
I love the movies. I think the original trilogy is amazing. The reincarnations of the other ones are, I still enjoy them just as much as I enjoy the Transformer stuff, I guess. Like, yep, cool. I'm not going to watch them every day. But the toys, with the vintage line that came out, and is it still going? I don't even know. But that was a great idea. That kind of got me back into thinking, yeah, I like Star Wars again. But in like the properties, like in Lego, I bought some of the stuff that's out now, and I'm like, and I just decided after I bought the last Lego Star Wars thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with Star Wars. Like, it got to a point where I was looking around at all the product going, and then thinking about how much I have at home, and how much of it's come out, and how much more is destined to come out. I'm like, what am I doing?
There are a lot of things I like about the Star Wars line. Obviously, I like 3 3/4 inch figures, so that's a big help. But the prequels have really killed a lot of my enthusiasm. The whole expanded universe. Like, I understand you got to keep telling stories in order to keep, making money, keep, the ball rolling, keep the franchise going. But so much, like, Stormtroopers used to feel like they were a unique look. They were a unique thing. And now there are so many Stormtrooper variants and clone troopers and the Mandalorians and all of their armor changes that look like what inspired the clone troopers and inspired the stormtroopers and everything. It's like everything feels now so watered down. I really have a hard time. The only thing I buy anymore are astromechs. If I walk in the store and there's a astromech loose carded, generally I'll buy that because I like having those little robots, and those are kind of cool, and you can rebuy them, and they look a little different. So yay, I got a new one. But I mean, as far as the characters, You know, it's like you had a Darth Vader. You only needed one Darth Vader, and you had that Darth Vader. And now it's like, well, they have to make the Darth Vader from Revenge of the Clone, or Revenge of the Sith, that looks different from the Darth Vader from Attack of the Clones. Like, really? Like, how is it different? It's Darth Vader. It's got in the black suit with the helmet. Yeah. You know, it's like, how much variation? And I understand, again, I understand, you know, you rebrand stuff and you redo it because that's how you keep the franchise going. But again, it just feels like everything is so overdone. Mm-hmm. And anything that they come out that's new feels like it's just somehow a rip-off of what's already come out, like the Clone Troopers. You know, they just feel like a rip-off of the Stormtroopers. And I understand, story-wise line, they're supposed to be related. But when I walk in the store and I see them on the pegs, it's just kind of like, feels like I've already visited everything that they've done, and the TV show keeps rolling, and they keep rolling out new stuff, and you know, you look at it, and it's just like, I've seen it. I've been there.
I mean, it would be fine if it was just one toy line going, but there's usually like 4 different variations at one time going on at the same time, and it's like, you're overkilling like years ago, and you're still doing it. I mean, that was the problem with the 90s, at the late 90s, when they were, you know, Power of the Force. Look at that stuff. Who wants to buy that now? Everybody owns it. Everybody has mountains of Power of the Force figures. You can't give those things
away. Phantom Menace figures with the comm chip.
Yeah, I mean,
they can talk to each other.
That's the thing. That's the point where we are right now with Star Wars. I mean, it's not as bad as then, but it's getting like that bad. It's like we're getting too much, and you know, now with the movies are being released in 3D, so that's going to just drop more. What, we got 3D toys? I don't know, but we're going to get a lot more of those toys out again and out again. They're stretching out the Star Wars license, which is fine, but you know what? Just make a new damn movie. God.
Like, I understand how this sounds, because on the one hand, you know, we're saying, oh, they got to keep making new stuff, and then on the other hand, we keep saying, it's like the same stuff over and over. But it just feels like that none of it takes chances. None of it reveals anything new. None of it really pushes to go anything farther. It's just like, oh, well, we took the X-Wing fighter, and then now we put extra fins on it, and we're calling it the XH fighter. You know, it's like, that's how they come up with this new stuff. You know, it's just like, branch out. You know, when you come to Earth, we may all be Earthlings, but the Earthlings look completely different. How come nobody on Chewbacca's homeworld, where they're all giant Wookiees, ever said, hey, I might like blue fur? You know? How come there are no, like, hairless Wookiees?
You mean like people of Star Wars, the citizens of Star Wars line?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
just random, like, aliens and...
But that's kind of the problem with the entire feel of the universe. It's, everything got slotted, it became a huge hit, so it said, okay, well, here's our core, and everything is just going to, you know, come out of that, and you get nothing exciting and nothing different.
Yeah, how about they do a line called Variations, and it'll be like Stormtroopers, but like, or Clone Troopers, but they all have like slightly different insignias or markings.
I want...
That'd be kind of cool, though. I'd buy those.
I want a trooper that doesn't look like a stormtrooper. That you know, doesn't look like that same helmet with the face...
Or people of the rebellion. It's just a bunch of rebels dressed in like random gear.
Well, because even when they do like the pre-world of where all the Jedi running whatever, you know, thousands of years ago in the Old Republic, you know, apparently thousands of years the fashion stayed pretty much the same. You know, it's like the guy 2,000 years ago and the guy today both have the same brown robe on. They like.
It's
nobody,
timeless, bro. It's timeless.
Like, you know, how much do fashions change on Earth in 5 years, in 10 years?
Well, I guess once we get so advanced, we just stop.
I guess, once you have Jedi mind tricks, then the idea of gooey gowns just goes out the window. But, you know, it was so cool when they showed you this glimpse of the Star Wars universe, and your imagination did this of the Star Wars universe, and now they show you this of the Star Wars universe. And it's all just kind of like,
That's a good analogy. That's a good way of putting it.
So, all right, well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Why don't you give us the go-home while I send you these links to put on the post.
All right, guys, so thank you for watching It Figures. Again, go to itfigures.com to get our past episodes and future episodes if you'd rather track us down.
Wait, no, it's not itfigures.com.
Itfigurespodcast.com, I'm sorry. Itfigurespodcast.com. If you want, you can send an email to me at Killen at Pop Culture Network or DiRT at Pop Culture Network, where you can ask us random questions. Please go to jointheforums.com to get a direct link to the forums, or go to popculturenetwork.com, click on the big forum button. Either way gets there. Join the forums to talk to us about what's going on in your world of toys and video games and comic books and all that good stuff, and also to talk with other fans. And don't forget that this week coming up in the Video Game Loser Show, we're going to give away those Mega Bloks Halo figures. So go, make sure you go and post.
Mega Bloks.
I'm trying to remember everything. Shut your mouth. So go to the forums and post there so you can be officially entered to win those prizes. Also, be sure to check out shoppcn.com. Please remember that every purchase you make at shoppcn.com keeps the Pop Culture Network alive. Pays for those server fees, pays for the trips, pays for all that good stuff. So, you know, look at it like donating, but getting a prize. You know what I mean? So go there. You'll find we got well over 20,000 items, you know, individual items listed. And we add hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new items every single week. So go there, get your comics. If you're going to a local comic book store, hey, you're going to pay the same amount for the comics on the store. You're just going to have to pay to ship them, whatever. Just help us out. Help a brother out. And as always, be sure to check us out next Wednesday for the next episode of Figures Podcast. And be sure to check us out on... What did we do in Video Game Losers? Mondays for Video Game Losers. I can't remember. We also should look out for other popular shows as Scotty Cash's Power Ranger thing.
From the Command Center.
Swing Holic's got that Ninja Turtle thing.
Radical Retro Turtle Toy Talk.
Ryder Porter writes those things about comics.
Comics Corner.
Yeah. Chris Vent and Alan Price, are they still doing stuff? They're still doing stuff. They got the Retro Shock.
Operation Retro Shock?
Yeah, the Operation thing. They got the Wrestling Guy thing. They got the Turtle Talk.
Wrestle Shock?
They got the Turtle Talk thing with Swingholics. Whatever. Just go to popculturenetwork.com.
What about...
And you'll see all the great shows there.
Juka's.
Scrolls of Eternia.
There you go.
I don't know why. I always forget that. And also, I do have a new submission for a...
I always feel bad because I never remember how to pronounce his name.
No.
So I'm always like, oh, that J guy. And then someone else will say the name, and then I'm like, whew. Then I don't feel like an idiot.
I know. We got him a button there. You can check out his content. And also, I do have a new submission for some new toy articles that I'll be posting soon from one of our loyal fans who's now going to be a contributor. And also, forget. Wait,
are you talking about the toy column?
Yes.
Okay.
Nick, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Not Capitelli.
I can't. It's
Juka.
It's totally.
Juka. Is it Nick Juka?
No. Anyways, also, if you guys really wanted to stay, communicating with me, I use the forums, but I'm just not using the messaging services there too often. Check us out on Facebook. You know, that's the best way. A lot of you have already friended me on Facebook and DiRT as well.
Do we have a Pop Culture Network page? Because we have
do.
New Toy Smell one.
Yes. Who does the That New Toy Smell?
I do. I'm the That New Toy
Smell. I always
Smell
see
page.
all the weird links you post on it.
I always do. Well, look, here's what I do for That New Toy Smell. Is a bunch of fans came to That New Toy Smell, and they friended That New Toy Smell. So I friended them back, and then I watch for their stuff that's important to them, that they post to Toy Story. Then I repost that as That New Toy Smell to get it back out to the community for the stuff that they like.
I always wondered who was still posting that.
That's me. Because I don't have any of the Pop Culture Network Facebook stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we do have a fan section or Facebook for Pop Culture Network. Go ahead and friend us there. But also look for us individually on Facebook. It shouldn't be too hard to find. And a lot of ways that I talk to a lot of you guys every single day. So best way to communicate if you want to talk to me. I don't know about this guy. Some Google thing he probably likes.
You can find me on Google Plus. Send me a message on Google Talk. That's how you'll find me.
I still have a MySpace account. I don't think I've logged into it for years, but
you know, I got a message from somebody the other day through MySpace sent me a thing saying you've got a new message, and I was like, I do? That's incredible.
No, it's a trick. It's spam. They're just trying to keep your account alive.
Oh,
anyways.
Wait, so the hot girl wasn't looking for me?
No.
Because she said she had naked pictures she wanted to show me.
It's fake, man. Well, that's it for this week, guys. We'll see you next week.